All right, we're live. You got Miss
Okay.
Lady S. Like that name. It's very straight to the point. How did you ever get that name? How did you get that?
Well, it's funny because I got the name because actually I want to say when I was 18, it was actually me and three other girls, and we were supposed to be a rap group. And so we all came together because, like, the funny thing was, like, one of the females that was actually, she was the one who kind of put us together. She was a real rapper. Like, she was really, like, putting out CDs at the time. And so we would go, like, to her house while she was doing studio sessions. And one day we all started, like, freestyling. And to be honest, the other two girls really couldn't rap, but we were all friends. And
Right.
she noticed that like I could rap too, so she was like, "Why don't we just put a rap group together?" So when we put the rap group together, we had to come up with names.
Right.
So while we were like brainstorming like what our name should be, I just felt like I always like lady because I'm a lady. So the name came from it's shortened because I used to call myself Lady Savage, but I just I just felt like it was weird to always go around calling myself Lady Savage, so I kind of just shortened it to Lady S because everybody always wondered where the S came from because my name starts with the A, and
Right.
then it was like, where, what is this S? Like, what does it mean? So whenever someone asks me that, I always tell them the S stands for savage. But when I like think of savage, you know, because whenever somebody hears the word like savage, there's like negative like connotations or whatever, but to me, like, I feel like I'm a savage just in my own world, just from the things that I've like been through. So like I just feel like the things that I've been through made me a savage, and not like a savage like, oh, I'm like a thug or anything like that. It's just like I just feel like some people who went through the things that I've been through wouldn't come out like still happy like me. So
Right. Yeah, I understand. The savage definitely over here me thug. So yeah, if you couldn't say that around here, they're gonna look at you like, oh.
I know. But
But
yeah,
I mean, it's all good. You got the explanation for it, so that's the best part, and that's the only
yeah,
meaningful part.
change the definition. I'm changing the definition. That's what
Right.
I'm doing,
Right.
making it.
I like that. I like that. So do you make any music with the girls who you started a group with, or you just only do you? You do you now?
Yeah, no, we kind of disband like within a couple of months. Like it was just so funny because like the other girls, they didn't even really like to rap. Like, cause we what we were doing was we were going in and we were helping like write their verses,
Uh,
and they were just like getting bored with that. So like we just ended up like stopped doing the group thing, and we all kind of went um our separate ways. But I did end up like a few years later like linking up with the first girl, and we did do like one song together, but then after that like it was just officially over after that, like
Dang.
uh, yeah, unfortunately. But I mean we're still friends, but we
Oh,
just don't rap.
well, that's good. Well, that's good. You can't do everything with your friends, so.
Yeah, I know. Why?
Right. So where you from?
I'm from Savannah, Georgia,
Okay.
but um I spent a lot of my adult years in San Diego. Um,
Mm.
so, but I spent all my years in San Diego just because I was active duty in the military.
Oh
So
wow.
that's, yeah, I know. That's where I was stationed at. So,
That like.
um, yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like, I know a lot of people be saying like bad things or stuff like that, but it is what it is. It's a job,
Right.
and I just made the best of it because that's just how my personality is. I'm not gonna sit up there and complain the whole time because it's just gonna make it worse. So um, I just made the best of it. But the minute they said you got a chance to get out, I was like, bye.
I feel you. I feel you. San Diego. I never been, but I heard good things about it. So
Yeah, San Diego's cool, but actually, like, San Diego is kind of like here in San Antonio because that's where I live now. I live in Texas, but it reminds me of San Diego because it's kind of like a retirement
oh,
like vibe. Like a lot of people come here to retire and just relax, whereas like Houston, everybody's partying, and then in LA, everybody's partying. So it's like it reminds me of the same.
okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So was that the first time you started rapping when y'all made that girls group, or you been rapping before that? Just kind of shy,
Um.
close to rapper.
Well, I was actually rapping before that, but not like writing down verses. I would literally just go to like when I was in Savannah, I would just go across the street, like because there's these guys that live across the street from me, and they had like a studio. And I went to school with the youngest brother, and he would always invite me over while they were having studio sessions, and they would just be listening to beats, and then they would be like, go on, say something while you in here. And I'm like, no, I don't know what to say. So they kind of just like pushed me into doing that, and it was like, just say whatever, it doesn't matter right now, you're just freestyling, just make it make sense and make it rhyme. So
Okay.
I started doing that, and it was like, oh, okay, you actually can freestyle, but I don't do that anymore.
I see.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
You all,
everything I do I write.
right. I see you all about the bars. You got the concepts.
Yes. It's too hard to freestyle nowadays for me. I'm like, or if I do say something nice, I'll be mad because I'll forget it
Right.
later. Yeah.
That's always a curse. That's always the curse with freestyling. You got to record it.
Hmm.
Just chilling in the car, listen to a beat. You got
Right.
for real. I have been through that too many times. I already know how it is.
Man, you be like, what did I say earlier?
Right. Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So moving on. What are your plans for 2020 as far as music? Like, you plan on dropping any projects for the end of the year? Any videos? Any more videos?
Well, actually, um, Uh, I was supposed to do like, I was supposed to do like 3 or 4 videos. Well, I just did a video, I want to say in May,
Mhm.
and then, sorry if you hear my rugrats back there, but
Sorry.
um, I did a video in May, but I was supposed to do like 3 or 4 videos, but a lot of people started backing out, or they're just scared just because the pandemic is
Right.
going on and stuff like that too. And I'm like, and this actually ruined a lot of things for me because I was planning on going to Austin, going to Dallas and Houston, and kind of just running through the cities doing like a lot of performances.
Uh,
But then soon as the government was like, oh, you can't, the bars were closed, it was just like, oh wow, like I don't know what to do now, but I mean, I still do music, but to be honest, it's like been so hard to focus because like it's not like if I put the songs out, I can go anywhere to perform them.
right.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna put all these songs out, but to do what? Like be on social media? Like everybody's on social media right now.
True. True. I agree. So you don't feel like, you know what I'm saying. So you basically, you saying you have to perform in order to be successful as an artist in your eyes.
To me, I mean, I feel like it's better for me when I'm performing in front of people because you can see me. You can see like how hard I'm going. You can see that I'm really dedicated to this cuz like when I get on stage, I'm not sloppy with it. Like I don't like I might have like butterflies and like
Right.
take a sip of a shot, but I don't drink too much cuz I've seen girls get on stage and they forget their words and things like that. Like I'm not like that. I'm so focused, like, and I just want people to see like that that's me. and what I'm going to give to you is like a show. And like I like to talk to people too, like I like to bend down and ask questions and stuff like that because I feel like you connect with people more when you're talking to them in person, and they're going to remember that and be like, oh yeah, because I've had people um tell me before, like, because last year, this time, actually, I had opened up for the baby
Mm-hmm.
at the Rock House in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just talking to the ladies because, of course, like a lot of my songs is like for the ladies. So I was just talking to the crowd, and then I got them hyped. And I remember going like to a club like a couple months later, and a girl tapped me on the shoulder, and she was like, I remember you. You did the baby. You opened up for the baby, and I was like, oh yeah, I did. So that's why I like being in person, like face to face, because like literally, if everybody's on social media right now, everybody promoting themselves through social media, it's like blah. They're either paying like buku money for promos and just all these people, and it's just too much. I gotta be in person.
I feel you. I feel you. I mean, that's the old traditional way. That's how I used to get it back in the day. So
Yeah, yeah,
I guess this new era kind of changed that. So I mean, I like
yeah. I mean,
the old way. I like the old way. You was gonna say what?
I was like, that's true. I mean, with TikTok and everything, like too, like it's just like all these social media platforms, like the young ones that's coming up is like a lot easier for them too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I really, I'm still trying to get into it, but yeah, it's hard for me. I'm an old head, old soul, so I'm traditional. I like just pulling up and saying what up and go from there. So
right, me too. I've actually made really good connections and really good uh friends that way, just meeting people like in person and not being afraid to just go out there. Even if I went out on my own, like by myself, I've actually met cool people and like network with them, like to the point where like they would talk about me even when I wasn't around to people. And like one of my friends that I actually met, she would talk to this guy. He's like the owner of a strip club, so he will always have me come perform at the strip club because it's like if you win over the strippers, you win.
right,
So um,
that's true. That's true.
and strippers they love my songs and stuff like that. So, I always stay performing at the strip club, but that's dead too.
Right, yeah. Sadly. Sadly. But if they said tomorrow, they said, all right, next month we opening the clubs and stuff back up, everything's cool. You're gonna have a whole new songs ready, or you gotta make them, or you got songs ready already.
I already got songs ready right now. I made like last month I went to the studio and I dropped like 3 or 4 songs. I
Mhm.
just haven't promoted those songs yet. And then I'm actually supposed to go to the studio again this week and like do 2 or 3 more songs. Um, so I have songs ready. They're just I've honestly been lazy with promoting them just because like I have also been like trying to do other kind of side hustles right now just because of the pandemic and everything. So I was trying to focus on my photography and then my other businesses too. So
Okay,
but I mean I still have songs ready.
okay then. Hey, as long as you got them ready, that's all that matters.
Yep, I do.
So,
I do.
besides music, what else do you see yourself doing? You said photography and other businesses. So, like, if music
Yep.
work out for you, you stepping into photography.
Yep. Um I actually it's crazy. It's crazy because I quit my job
Oh,
like at the very end of February.
mm,
Cause like in December, everybody was partying like, oh, 2020 gonna be our year.
right.
And then, so and January came, I was like, you know what, let me start focusing on photography. So I started looking up like how to get my LLC just to make sure, I have insurance and everything like that, had all my equipment.
Right.
And then by the end of February, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this full time, and I'm just gonna quit my job. So I quit my job at the very end of February, at the beginning of March, and that's when everything started getting out of control, and
Right.
people started saying like, "Oh, it's here. The coronavirus is here," and then boom, by the end of March, the whole world was on shutdown. So I was like, "Oh my God, this couldn't have been like the worst time to ever quit my job." But I mean, I'm still blessed that I have other side hustles that it doesn't hurt me to not have a job right now. But photography definitely is um another thing just because I feel like I'm like sociable. So
Mhm.
like I like doing things that interact with people face to face. So that's why I like the thought of photography too. So I definitely, if music doesn't work, photography will work for me because guess what? I can still photograph artists in the future and still stay down the lanes of music or anything like that too. So.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that's smart. You can always combine the two. So would
hmm
you ever make like videos? Like would you be a videographer? Like would you go take it to that step?
I don't know. I don't know. It's actually good money, but I don't. I'm like a person where I have to perfect my craft before I feel comfortable with promoting myself because the last thing I want anybody to do is be like, "Oh, don't work with her because I don't like her videos because they came out like this and that and she
Right.
charges this and that." So, I mean, but I would do it because I know people who started doing videography from nothing and now they're charging people $500 a head to do videos. So, I mean, if anything, that's a good like job too, but I just like photography for now. But I mean I could eventually, I have to go to some classes first before I feel comfortable.
I feel you. I feel you. Just curious. Just curious. So like what do you do like when you get like writer's block or you just need to be inspired? Like, you just need motivation. Like what is your go-to method?
Hmm, well, because that's actually happening to me kind of like right now. Like I don't feel as inspired just because everything there's just the way everything is going on. It's like every month is something new that's coming up, and
Right.
it's just like, okay, like when is this gonna stop? So like for me, it's hard, um, because like honestly, the one thing about me, I could say like I love female rappers, and I love us all because like to me, I feel like every female tells a different story, even though a lot of people beg to differ and be like, "Oh, all y'all do is talk about this and that and like sex
Right.
and things like that." But it's not necessarily true. It's just that we give people what they want to hear because I can tell you right now that I have made so many songs. I made a song dedicated to my mom.
Mhm.
I don't hear anybody ever requesting to hear that song. I make songs about intellect. I don't hear people like, oh, I want to hear that song. The songs they ask me, I want to hear I Look Good. I want to hear my bitches because they're like, just upbeat type twerking songs and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, well, I'm just giving the people what they want to hear. It's not that we don't want to talk about anything else, but when we do, y'all don't listen. So
Right. I feel you. Yeah, that's you definitely got to play off your audience. You know what I'm saying? You got to go off your crowd. So if that's what they ask
that's
for, you got to give it to them.
I know, but that's what gives me block when I'm writing music. It's like, okay, because I can write music based off of how I feel, which that day I might feel like, ooh, today I'm just happy because I'm a black woman. Let me write a song about being a black woman. But then I'll start writing, I'm like, nobody's going to listen to this song.
I mean,
So
you never know though. That rate, I don't know. Maybe once you put it out, people might be like, I'm half and half on that. I'm half and half, especially with
I,
times like now. People need something, a little extra.
I know. But when I get writer's block though, like sometimes I really do just lock myself in a room and I'll start listening. to like other rappers,
Mm,
and it's funny because like I'll just like now I have my TV on, and Janae Aiko is on right now,
okay.
and I love her as an artist. You know, like even though she's like a singer, I still listen to other artists like singers, rappers, or whatever, and I'll just listen to it. And it's funny because sometimes they'll just say one sentence out of a bar, and
Mm.
it'll make me think of an entire song just based off of like one thing that they said. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember one time I kind of went through that too, and then it'll get me brainstorming about things like and that I've been through that I can tell my story on too. So that's what I do when I get uh writer's block.
Oh, okay. That yeah. I mean, that's smart. I never was the type to do like that. I always just play mass beats, and then eventually, whatever beat catches my eye, I make something. Then I just be on fire after that. Then I fizzle
Yeah,
out.
I do. I mean, that works for me sometimes, but when I'm like super overwhelmed, like no beat is really gonna like catch me because I'm just not there. But
Right.
if I'm listening to other people, like I'm getting back to vibing again, and then gets my brain going. I'm like, okay, yeah, and then that's when I start thinking, and then I can turn off the song and then start listening to beats again.
True. True. Agree. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I feel you. I say each his own. I don't. Plenty of people on here. They got so many different types of ways I ain't even heard of. So one person said they was like driving around. I'm like driving. Like what is that gonna do? But like okay, I guess it makes sense. Like you're just seeing things. I guess So I done heard some stuff. So I guess you each his own.
Yeah, that's what makes you an artist, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, I see you take a lot of pictures on the IG or whatever. Do you do modeling as well?
Fake modeling. I don't really model. I just like taking pictures.
Fake modeling though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I like to shoot people, but I don't like people to shoot me because I just be feeling mad awkward in front of the camera. Like if somebody's like shooting me, but like I could shoot myself. Like so, I have my right here actually. This is my
Okay.
Sony. So, and I have my tripod over there so I can shoot myself. So I feel comfortable like if I'm shooting myself and then I take pictures and then I'll come on the computer and I'll edit it because
Okay.
like nobody else is watching me or you know.
Yeah, I mean that's how it is when you first start off with anything.
Yeah,
You kind of just want to do it yourself. You don't want nobody to criticize or critique or anything. So
I
yeah,
know
I
all
feel
I
you.
do is criticize.
People love
I'm
to do that nowadays.
like, yeah, I know. Everybody a saint.
Right. So are you good with that? Like when people give you like, criticism on your music and say, hey, you should have did this or you should have did that. Like, do you take that well or do you find that as disrespect?
Oh no, I take anything like I just to me like I don't get upset with people when they tell me things like that. I've always been able to be critiqued like with anything like and like even like with my business like yesterday I sent out like a mass text message to like all of my friends like hey go on my website right now and tell me how you feel and a lot of them came back and was like I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that, and I didn't get mad at all. I was just like oh, okay, so I went back on the website and I was like, you know what? I see what you mean. That is kind of ugly. Went back, got rid of it because I'm like, these people are telling you, especially like if they're your friends, like, uh, I feel like it's coming from the heart and it's no kind of shade. And even if I don't know you like that, like I can read energy and I could tell if you being shady or not. So like, if you're being shady, then I really don't care what you say. But if you're like being genuine, then I'm gonna take that into consideration and I'm gonna try to change that.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm half and half on the criticism as well. Some people just be getting overboard. Like I had one dude tell me before, like, man, you need to be more original. And I'm like, dude, you ain't never heard none of my stuff. Like, how you gonna tell me that? You only listen to one of my songs and go say be more original. Like, what does that even mean? Like, I
Yeah, people be saying, they producers and they just making it where they could be telling you like how to change your style and stuff. That's why like I read energy. If I feel like you just being shady or you doing the most,
Right.
like you some top manager or something like that, and like boy, nobody hired you and you are not a part of my team, so you are not about to tell me about my image or what to change and stuff like that.
Right.
That's why I was like saying like about the whole female rap thing. Like I'm not changing my image just because you guys get mad because I'm talking about this and that. I'm gonna still talk about. I'm still gonna talk about my ass. I'm still gonna talk about whatever if I feel like it.
Right. I mean, I feel that's what you're supposed to do as an artist. You know, you got to talk. You got to get your art out there because, you know, certain people, they want to express themselves in certain ways and they can't. So, you know, they need somebody to help them. That's how I always looked at it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, said that's one thing about that.
Yep.
But do you got anything you want to say to the people who voted you as a top artist that's supporting you, rocking with you for the month?
Yeah, because I love like I know it's like a lot of my friends too, because like my friends my friends be on it. They funny, man. Like they support me so much, which that helps motivate me too because I got people that's always in my corner. Like they hit me up. Like even if I'm like slacking off for a minute, they'll be like, "So new song or what you doing?" Like so they hype me up, and then like a lot of people like um some people actually surprise me that I don't even really know like that, like, but just they just know me through Instagram. They'll like send me videos of themselves like singing my songs or
Okay.
dancing songs, and it's like, okay, like that hyped me up too, because I'm like, dang, like y'all don't even know me, but y'all still uh, out here showing me mad love. So that's why I appreciate anybody that's still rocking with me and still supports me because that means a lot to me. Like that keeps me pumped and that keeps me motivated for real.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. And like I said, a lot of people over here, you know, they love you ever since I put you on the website. So you know, you got a ton of fans all over. So that's the only thing good I would say about the digital age is that people from the world can see. Like it ain't just in one city, it ain't one state, it ain't one region, it ain't one country. You know, it's the whole world. So you know, you got dudes from Canada that was listening to your stuff. So be appreciative of that and know,
Canada one of these days. I have a bucket list. I have so many
mm,
places that or what I was supposed to be in 2020. But that's okay. I still want to make it there because I'm still young. But Canada is definitely on my list. Australia,
mm.
Bali. Yeah, Bali is number one. I
Why?
definitely want to go to
Why is that number one?
because it's so beautiful. Like every time I see it, I'm just like, oh my god, like because they have like the resorts that have the like the cabins on the water basically. So you just wake up and you look down and you're just like looking at water,
Yeah,
and the water is like clear. So
right,
that's my I need clear water because I'm not afraid of the water. I'm afraid of what's in the water.
right.
So if I go in there and I see a shark, I'm out of there. But that's why it's definitely on my list. And going back to Thailand too, like Thailand, I have fun in Thailand too, so that's another place to go back to.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, you plan on venturing out, traveling.
Yes, 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 yeah. And then it's funny too because you mentioned that they're in Canada, but I like watch my Spotify too, just to see like where the streams are. And it's funny because the last couple of weeks I've been getting a lot of streams from Australia, and I'm like, Australia, like, like, wow.
It's good music. You put out that good content. People gonna come. They're gonna come. Like when you
Yeah,
put out good music, people will come. That's the best thing about that. I will say, real.
yeah.
So you got anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Nothing, just I appreciate this interview too. Like I'm definitely appreciative of this because that lets me know that I'm still doing something right.
Mhm.
Because I'm like you know, when you hit me up, I'm like, oh, this is so dope. I was telling my friends, I'm like, look, look. I was like, oh, look, y'all, look. And I was like, that just lets me know like that people are still listening to my music and they still hear me. So I really appreciate this interview and I appreciate you for that.
Oh yeah, we definitely appreciate you over here as well, letting us use your art, you know, letting us make the community that much better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a bunch of artists that just all want to be heard. So,
For real. For
so
real.
so like I say, this is gonna be up on YouTube and everything. So, you friends, y'all be able to watch it 100 times or whatever the case may be.
Because I'm gonna tell
TV.
all my friends too when I'm done. Y'all go on
Right.
YouTube.
Yeah. And the best thing too about being a top artist of the month, it ain't just for this month, you know what I'm saying? So you could win it 10 times in a row. So it's the first interview, but this definitely ain't gonna be the last.
You feel me?
Right. That's how I like to keep it like that.
I got more music, and I probably will start dropping some of it. It's just that
Mm,
um, I really wanted to have videos behind the music
right.
because, like, you know, it's funny that I just thought about this, but I was watching the baby interview one time,
Mm,
and he said that he's for like 2 months straight, he made a video every day.
yeah.
So he has over 200 videos for every song that he like created.
Right.
And so he literally content, like, you know, just have the content behind it
Right.
like that. And I was like, you know what? I need to do that because
It
that's
is
smart.
smart. That
That's
is
why I'm pushing it off, but
Yeah,
we'll
I like
see.
that. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. You never know. You never know. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Videos do, they add up a lot. People, they sometimes just go to the video just because it help them really like the song that much more. So, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
the videos, they come in handy.
for real.
Hmm